Hi, this is Paul, City Sailing. Today I want to talk about fishing boats and the lights and the shapes displayed on fishing boats. This is part of our tutorial series for Day Skipper, Yachtmaster and Essential Navigation and Seamanship. I hope you enjoyed the video. So fishing boats, vessels engaged in fishing will have a day shape which will be two diamonds pointing towards each other, as in the right hand side of this diagram, or at night it will be either a red over white or a green over white. So a fishing boat will be red over white. When I say fishing, I mean fishing vessels that are fishing with long line or pots. And when we say about trawling, which will be green over white, will be pulling a net. So they'll be trawling. So the way I remember it is if they're engaged with long lining, which is hooks. Hooks, when I get them on my finger when I'm fishing, produces blood. Blood's red, and that makes me remember red over white. And the phrase I remember that it's a fishing boat is red over white, rhymes with frying tonight, fish and chip shop. So red over white, frying tonight, and it's a vessel engaged in fishing other than trawling. When you look at a fishing boat, there's usually a lot of kit on it here, and it's quite hard to differentiate the shapes. And during the night, we've got some other pictures. There's quite a few deck lights and working lights going on, and it's quite hard to differentiate the lights from the rules of the road. But we're going to try and have a look at those for you. So vessel engaged in fishing, day shape. Let's say at the top picture there is the cone pointed towards each other, and on the bottom left we can see it on a fishing boat, and sometimes it's just hung in the rigging. That one it's up the wrong way, so sometimes you've got to look quite carefully to see it. So a vessel engaged in fishing, lights port side under 50 meters. So we'll see the lights will be port starboard and the red over white, and also it'll have a white stern light. So this is a vessel engaged in fishing, port side, underway and making way. So a paddle-driven vessel under 50 meters, looking straight on the front or the bow. So it would have the steaming, port and starboard. If it was fishing, it would have the additional red light, so it'd have the red over white, rhymes with frying tonight. So it's a vessel engaged in fishing other than trawling, under 50 meters, from the front or the bow. So a paddle-driven vessel over 50 meters port side. If it was a fishing vessel over 50 meters engaged in fishing, it would have the extra white light. So there we go, a vessel engaged in fishing over 50 meters in length as seen from the port side. So a vessel engaged in fishing and the nets are over 150 meters. During the day shape, it will have the triangle with the point facing up on the side or the stern, wherever the nets are extended. During the night, it'll have an extra all-round white light in the position of where the nets are attached and where the nets are extended. So a vessel engaged in fishing, port side, nets extended over 150 meters from the direction of the second light. But this is really what a fishing boat looks like at night, and it's quite hard to differentiate. But we know when we see this, there's quite a lot going on. We could probably guess that it is a fishing boat, but we need to look at the actual lights to find out what kind of vessel it is. Let's say this may sound easy, but when you're at sea, in certain places in the world, they shine lights on the sea surface to attract the fish, and it becomes quite difficult. Trawling boats. So trawling boats, they trawl a net behind them. Day shape's the same. The night lights will be green over white. Again, rhymes with frying tonight, fish and chip shop. Green, no blood, they're trawling. As a trawling vessel. And if you see the diagram, they'll be pulling either some beams on the outside of the left hand, nets, or a singular net on the right hand side. So that's actually trawling the net. It could be along the bottom, it could be through the sea. It really does hamper the ability and manoeuvrability of the vessel. So a motor vessel under 50 meters from the bow or the front, and extra green to show it's engaged in trawling. So we're looking on the bow of the front, under 50 meters, vessel engaged in trawling. So a vessel engaged in trawling under 50 meters from the front and shooting nets. So if it's letting nets out, two white lights, shooting nets. And that's if it's in close proximity to other fishing vessels to show that they are letting the nets out. So vessel engaged in trawling under 50 meters from the front If they're pulling the nets in, it will be a white light over a red light. So they're pulling them in, so it's hauling the nets in. If the nets get stuck, vessel engaged trawling under 50 metres. It's not underway, so it's turned off the navigation lights. It just has the green over white, frying tonight, trawling, but its nets are caught, and that's why it's got the 2 reds there. So trawling vessel, port side, under 50 metres, nets extended over 150 metres. Pair trawling. When 2 vessels, fishing vessels, fish together, they fish in pairs, and it's called pair trawling. So there's 2 together, they're holding the nets, so they're pair trawling. So 2 pair trawling vessels, front, under 50 metres. So the 2 vessels engaged in pair trawling, both up 50 metres to the front. So if the nets are extended 150 metres at the stern, pair trawling. So they've got the port starboard, they've got the green over white, and they've got the extra white light to show the nets are extended over 150 metres at the stern. Per seine net fishing. Don't often see it in the UK. We do see it if we go further afield. What happens here is they put a net, go in a big circle, pull the whole net up. So where the fishing boat is, within that vicinity, there's an area with a net in the water. So it's advisable for us to keep well clear. So day shape will be the same. Night shape will be the red over white and the flashing yellow lights. So per seine is they drop the net, go in a big circle, close it up, and pull the net up. So per seine fishing will have the red over white, the extra white showing where the nets are, and the flashing yellow lights. So vessel goes to per seine fishing under 50 metres from the front or from the bow. You're watching our tutorial on fishing boats and trawling boats. We hope you enjoyed it. This is part of the City Sailing tutorial. Our next video is going to be on pilot vessels, so stick around and see that. Thank you again, and we hope to see you soon on City Sailing Courses or one of our video tutorials. This is City Sailing out.